Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to Core TV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV, leave a space, then news. Core TV News, a 24-hour news station.
Thank you for staying with us on Core Digest this morning. It looks as if the Mo Ibrahim Foundation we shared earlier is actually raising some dust on Twitter. You can also follow us on Twitter at Core Digest Live so we can have your contribution as regards all of the content we've been discussing on the show. This one says the Cape Verde former president that won the Mo Ibrahim Award in 2011 had to call a cab to take him home after his tenure as president. And then there are other tweets here as well. Let's hope that I can find them. Okay, I'll definitely check out for them in the course of the show. I'm joined now by the NCP governorship candidate in Lagos, Comrade AYODELE AKELE. Good morning and thank you for joining us, Comrade.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much.
You heard my opening remarks. Are you surprised that no Nigerian ex-president has partaken or had been chosen for the Mo Ibrahim Award for Excellence in Africa?
I'm not surprised. You look at the antecedents of our former presidents. That is one of our biggest, what I can call shortcomings. You look at the integrity, antecedents, and of people before they go to public office. I mean, I can't imagine a personality like Gani Fahemi, who was never a president of this country, has got several international awards. So these are issues that is a major problem. You look at people before you put them into public office on their own merit.
Yes, sir.
You know, without prompting, they deserve international recognition. I mean, I don't want to mention name. So it's regrettable that we have not attained such a level where Nigerian former presidents can, you know, the likes of late Mandela. I mean, they don't share the same. They don't share the same status.
It's all right. Let's turn our attention very quickly to the next Lagos governor. This is not the first time you'll be contesting. You were also NCP gubernatorial candidate in 2011. There are about 14 of you thereabouts. Some will say there are contenders and pretenders. Which category do you think you belong to?
I am a contender, and everybody knows the National Conscience Party has all it takes. And you know the platform, without being modest, without fear of contradiction. National Conscience Party is Nigeria's foremost political party in the country, funded by that indefatigable, incorruptible, international human rights activists of our time. That icon, Late Gani Fahemi. The platform is credible, and it's the most credible in the land today. So why should we be? We are contenders, strong contenders. Don't mind the fact that we don't belong to the gang of treasury looters that has been using public money to consolidate itself in the office. NCP has, I mean, Nigerians are regretting that Gani Fahemi was rigged out of election in 1999.
Well, given the structures that PDP and APC has in Lagos, what would you say realistically are your chances?
We are not intimidated. I've contested before. Gani contested before. A personality of Gani's caliber. I mean, he was rigged out of the election. He was giving votes the way they liked in those days. So we are not intimidated. The votes that I've been getting have been given voluntarily, on principle, by Lagosians. I never paid a dime to get a vote. It's given on principle, and that's how it should be. I make bail to say that APC, PDP, none of them can win election without buying votes. They bribe the voters from credit to eternity. Right before the process starts, during the process, we are in the game. So ideally, Nigerians or Lagosians should be allowed to vote for the candidate of their choice without any prompting.
Let's talk about
without
the process.
monetary inducements.
Let's talk about the process that led to your nomination. It was reported that you were nominated in absentia, and we saw the grievance of other candidates, other prospective candidates in your party who were not quite satisfied with the process with which you emerged.
Of course, it's a good thing that I was not even around. Because if I was around, maybe you will say I manipulated the process. I had an engagement in Peru. I work on volunteering basis with an organization, Labour Health and Human Rights Development Center, and I'm the executive director on volunteering. We have a program in Lima on climate change, and it's beyond. I can't change it. And the members are aware. There's nothing hidden about it. And I fired all the necessary nomination paper. Of course, for the records, we don't pay a dime for nomination. Our selling point is your character, your pedigree, your antecedent. Once you are a sellable candidate that has no stigma, you can pick a nomination form. I picked the nomination form. I mean, filled everything, appeared before the screening committee. Complied with all necessary formalities. The thing was that the journey coincided with my traveling to Lima, Peru, and unfortunately, I have to write a special appeal letter to the delegates, explaining the situation. And the thing was thrown open at the primary, and I wasn't there to influence the voting. I don't even have money to, and in their wisdom, because of my antecedent, I was their candidate in 2011. And I was adjudged as one of the best government candidates in Lagos in 2011.
By who?
I mean, by the members of the media. It was there. After the governorship debate at LTV8, organized by NUJ, I was adjudged. I didn't, we don't own any media. It's on public opinion. I listened to it myself, and I was marveled. MITV, several radio commentaries, Nigeria, they were funny, and I was listening. I was marveled. I was surprised that NCV governorship candidate was the best at that debate. So we can't influence any media. So the members know my antecedents. They know what I represent. They know my pedigree, and voting in absentia is not an issue. So, but good enough. I wasn't there, so maybe it would have been worse if I was around. They would have said I manipulated. And when I listened to the result, I think I got, either 37 or 47 against the opponent. The other, I think he got 7.
Given the challenges of structures, funding, finances, and all of that, would you say that it's also ripe? Would it be an additional factor that there are still grievances being nursed by other candidates that you contested that primary with?
No, I don't think so, because it would have been an issue if it could be established that the process was manipulated or rigged or monetized. There was nothing like that. Of course, normally everybody that wants to contest with, somebody has to win, and somebody, and I think it's just only 2 contestants. So, primaries at party level, the final appeal or protest or lies to the national headquarters of the party. Okay. Right now, and of course, they say they have gone to court and to stop my candidature. Nothing like that. Everything has been processed. There is no. Of course, I think it was just an initial reaction. Maybe they felt that I wasn't around. I won the election.
But how come?
It's a credit on my part.
How come your party was not able to toe the path of other parties like the PDP and APC, where they've been able to reconcile other aspirants to join force together with the chosen candidate?
I don't know what you mean, whether you are speaking for the party or for those aspired. I don't know what you mean, because there is no friction in the party. And,
but you just said that they have gone to court to stop your candidacy.
If they have gone to court.
Oh, I see.
I said, maybe for clarity purpose, I said if they have gone to court because of being aggrieved, then the matter will still be on the front burner.
I'm trying to say, what's the relationship now that exists between
it's
you
okay. We met at the program. The executive members of the Lagos State were given the mandate that they should reach out to whoever is aggrieved. Even at a program on sometime, I think we're doing Dr. Becker and some Kuti's memorial this year. We were there together. They were requesting for a poster so that they can go and paste it in their respective location. I mean, I don't have any issue with the guy that contested when I was not around against me. We are in the best of relationship, and nothing is. There's no issue at all.
Okay, what are you bringing to the table for Lagos State, the commercial capital of Nigeria, that has an amazing GDP, much more than even some countries in Africa? And given the precedence of APC for the past 16 years, just the way you were adjudged, you know, in that particular debate, many have also adjudged this particular administration as having done relatively well, you know, compared to other state governments in Nigeria. What exactly are you bringing to the table at this time?
Well, we don't belong to anybody with analytical mind like us, because we are not just rabble-rousing. We have analyzed the situation, and we have taken an index of 16 years of governorship in Lagos by this political party. These guys in ADAC, PDP, changing them like chameleon. The truth is that we are not satisfied with the governance in Lagos State. We are surrounded by water for the past 16 years. This government cannot provide Lagosians water. All over the place, they are incident of typhoid. They are bringing it to table. Water must flow in every house. Water must flow in every public school. Water must flow in the hospitals. Water must flow in police station. I traveled to South Africa. I traveled to Switzerland. When I got to Switzerland, I drank free water from the airport. The water that Zuma is drinking is from the public tap. The water that Mandela drank in his lifetime as the president is from the public tap. I was in the University of KwaZulu-Natal. I was drinking from the public tap in the university. So, what have they done? 16 years ago, we want to make sure that when we were young, in those days, water runs everywhere.
You're saying that if you become governor of Lagos,
I will be drinking from the public tap.
How do you intend to do that?
Of course, how do they do it in other places? It's a commitment that this party want to make unavailable water. I mean, when I was coming, I saw these Malam people pushing convention trucks to give water in this 21st century Lagos. You say so-called center of excellence? I mean, it's unacceptable.
I'm trying to say that, do you have a plan of making this a reality? Can you share it with us?
But the thing is that the water corporation today, there was a protest yesterday in the Vanguard. The union themselves are complaining that they want to privatize water. The structures are there. I told you when we were younger, the water is available everywhere. What has gone wrong? It is passion, it is commitment, it is determination to provide water for the people. It's a technical agenda of our party. Because it is strange that instead of being penny wise, we are being fully treating typhoid fever because people are drinking poor water, which they call pure water. And it's amazing that you will be in governor's office, you can't entertain people with poor water that public are drinking. And it's amazing that the government will provide, water for flowers, put generator there, put borehole, and one thing that our voters cannot. Don't know water to drink. It's ironical. So we want to turn everything around, and it's a commitment between this party and Lagosians. When we are elected into office, we are going to ensure that availability of water in Lagos is going to be a thing of the past. That's just one of the items. You have a lot of issues. The problem of over-taxation and multiple taxation in Lagos has been an issue that is generating the minds of Lagosians. We want to put that behind us. There's a lot of corruption in Lagos, for example. I mean, that's the truth. You have the Alpha Beta that takes all the chunks of the resources of Lagos State. We have to discuss the service of Alpha Beta. Of course, you know who owns Alpha Beta. I mean, it's wrong. You can imagine another White Elephant project. They call it the Atlantic fraud.
over 1.5 trillion, breeding a brand new city on top of sea. When Adegunle is there, Agege is there, Mushi is there, undeveloped.
Are you considering the wealth of internally generated revenue that will bring to the commercial capital?
It is not a viable project, and I stand to be challenged. Where is the viability report? It's a white elephant project. We need to be productive, and our approach is going to ensure that when we were young, I used to have an uncle or someone that works in Apapa. In those days, they go with a train from Idogo to Apapa. They say it's Apapa Nishawa. Where are those industries? 60 years. There's no industrial estate, no European industrial estate, no Apapa industrial estate, reminiscent of our laws. We are going to locate industries, 3 industrial sectors in Apapa, in Badagry, Epe, and Ikorodu. One will be combating unemployment problem, we'll be combating traffic, chaotic traffic that everybody has to Lagos.
I was going to get to this traffic situation.
So we want to tackle that aspect by providing employment. We have to be productive.
Okay.
Tell me the viability of Atlantic City, for example. It's not viable for just 220,000 people to live there, and the voters, the electorate that you are clamoring for their vote, we just go and be looking at film, sitting film there, and they have 250,000 people to work there. Lagosians don't want it. It's elitist. It has no benefit, and I stand to be challenged for Lagos. So you talk about traffic.
That's a major challenge in Lagos.
That is why I don't know where you got your opinion that this government has been working.
No, well, there are traffic radios around. What plans do you have to make this better?
Let me land. 60 years. It's enough for us to put traffic situation in Lagos behind us. And you look at it, it is because it's a concentration one-way traffic. You are coming from Ikorodu, coming from Ibadan, coming from Ojota. You have to pass through Yaba. You don't have to. We are going to be congested. People going to Lagos, VI, going to look for work. When we locate industrial sectors, industries in Badagry, Ikorodu, and Epe, nobody will be moving. In fact, people will have to move to go and live in those areas. So, but in a way, movement of people is already curtailed, and with the industry that we have, people will be there to go and get jobs. We are also thinking that we want to construct a bridge that we have its network, about 3 connection points from Ikorodu, what do you call this, Ijede, linking. You don't have to pass through. We are going to VI to Victoria Island.
What about the light rail project of the Lagos State government? Is that viable?
It's supposed to be delivered. Go to the site. It's a deceit. It's been abandoned. 60 years is enough to do all those things. If you give it another 65, 10 years, you know this government is a government of propaganda. Eko Onibaje slogan. Give us what goes beyond slogan of Eko Onibaje. What is what hell? When Eko Onibaje is deceiving people. The government should be serious. We are not the government of sloganeering. Eko Onibaje, when the thing is it's wrecking. The ship is wrecking. The light trade that you're talking about, go to the site. You are a journalist. Nothing is happening. They packed out of the site. They are deceiving Lagosians. And you know the whooping terminal that have been. It's a good idea, but there is no sincerity. It's political game. It's sheer propaganda.
Let's touch about another area.
I'm not concluded on the traffic.
Okay, please.
I'm not concluded. So simultaneously, like I told you, we want to link Ikorodu and that axis with VI.
Okay.
And there will be no need for anybody to pass to Victoria, pass to Yaba. You'll be discongested. Secondly, we are planning to complement it with Ring Road. Because once you are boxed down along Yaba, you are in for it. So we are going to complement this with another set of Ring Road. And we are going to, apart from the rail, of course, we are going to look at because it's already abandoned. In the most efficient manner, this thing will be delivered within a year. So, and simultaneously, we are planning to have 50,000 articulate buses.
Just a minute, comrade. Let's take this time out to... Just a minute. I'll be back with you shortly. Let's just open the phone lines and take some calls from Lagosians and indeed Nigerians watching the show at this time. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Call Digest. Anyone there?
Hello?
What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from? When you're calling in, endeavor to turn down the volume of your TV set so we can hear you clearly. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Mohammed White Sambo, Niger.
From Niger.
Yeah.
Okay, so what question do you have for this Lagos gubernatorial candidate?
Right now.
All right, go ahead, please.
I just want to give it. I just want to give my contribution.
All right, go ahead, please.
I've been going through your screen, the news within your screen, showing that Nigeria, we are yet to be accepted in the whole world within our politics. We should stop deceiving people.
Mohammed, can you restrict yourself to the confines of the ongoing discussion?
Yes, I'm with the discussion.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. The discussion, I like the contender of our Lagos State policy. We shouldn't deceive people by after you have been elected, then you start taking another rational system of policy. We should allow who is going to have a good policy to be properly planned and allowed to go as the best candidate. This is what we are doing at the grassroots up to the seat of the hot power. And whenever we want to talk, we will be linking ourselves with the religion, tribal, and some other things after we are being accused of not doing whatever you do.
It's all right, Mohammed. Thank you very much for your contribution. Comrade, we have a limited time, and I have a lot of questions to ask you. So we might not have all the time to go through your plans today, but subsequently we might also give you avenue to do that. But there is another interesting discussion among Lagosians, and it's the idea of Okada riders. You know, what exactly is the position of your party and your interest for this sector of the economy?
Well, the National Conscience Party, under my leadership in Lagos, is a decision that Okada will be brought back on our roads.
On the roads?
Yes, until
Even on the major roads?
Until we are able to provide alternative. Some of them borrowed money to buy this Okada. We must provide alternative. And the alternatives are already there.
Have you thought about the implication of this?
Look, even when you ride your motorcycle, your personal car, you have accidents. Players have accidents. Have they been banned? The approach is wrong. Go to Benin Republic. I traveled out of the country. There is bicycle lanes in UK and Europe. They don't have to be this.
But have you come to consider that these motorcycles are not banned, just a minute, sir, are not banned on the major roads? You can still use them in the interlinks. Would it be wise to push them to?
It's not correct. I'm a rider kind of myself. I'm a downtrodden person. Even in the inner road, they are being persecuted, maimed, and if they violate the law, you take them to court. You bounce on them. A lot of them have lost their life. A lot of them have lost the property. Where are the Okadas? You can't go and crush people's Okada. It is callous. You are stable somewhere, and you go to court and they treat them. You don't do that. And these are people that, ironically, this government, before they came to office, they don't only back of Okada people. Little things that matter, and they renege. I'm not going to ban Okada. And went against that simple gentleman agreement. So we are returning Okada to Lagos Street, and with the proviso that we are going to create in a Ikorodu, except you are a lazy, and we don't believe that somebody is unemployable. I was always telling you that we are going to put 50,000 buses on Lagos roads immediately.
50,000 buses?
Yeah, let me explain. What does that mean?
With the traffic situation?
What does that mean? It's not Lagos Central alone. Everybody is soft. When I was coming this morning, people are, there's prices of transportation, 99 standing, even their BRT 59 sitting, 99 standing. I mean, Lagos, the center of excellence should have gone beyond that. I mean, it's nonsensical. So, 50,000 boys on Lagos Road, you can imagine the job we're going to create. Conductor, driver, even the tailor that is showing the clothes of.
Just a minute, comrade.
Then also.
Just a minute, comrade.
The workshop where that place is going to be bosses. Mechanic, engineers, you know.
Just a minute, comrade. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Nobody want to ride Okada any longer.
Good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest. Buyer from Abeokuta, please go ahead with your contribution.
I want to ask your guest here.
Okay.
You posed a question to him and he is trying to dodge the question. The question he posed is that how is he going to transform or do all these things that he's saying? But he was trying to dodge the question. I want him to answer the question. You can repeat that question to him.
Okay. I think that Bayo's taking us back to the issue of water, where I asked you how exactly that will be done. Would you want to throw more light on it?
Well, several million water works in Lagos, of course, more than 70% are not functioning. They are going to be revived. The water works is not functioning. It's going to be revived. The structures are on the ground. And Lagos State Water Corporation staff today are idle. It's been privatized. It's not protested on Channel, on Vanguard yesterday. I'm talking with some of the over this issue. There is a serious plan to privatize water in Lagos.
Okay.
The structures are already there. It's just you have the political will. And as a governor of Lagos State, I've told you, I'll be drinking from the public tap.
It's all right.
If I don't drink from public tap, how will I know there's problem of water? I won't be drinking from all the my family, everybody, governors of it, we will be drinking from the public tap. The way that is happening in South Africa.
Let's take this call.
That's how to be a leader.
Hello, good morning, Sochuku. How are you today?
I'm fine, my brother. Listen me.
Welcome to Call Digest.
I'm calling you today from Kogi State.
Oh, you are in Kogi today?
Yes.
How is Kogi State?
Fine, the environment is okay.
It's all right. Please go ahead. You have some questions for my guest on the show today?
Okay. I want to ask your guest some questions that are very, very specific.
Okay.
Please, can you identify one or two major projects that this present government, that is the government in power, in charge in Lagos State, one or two projects that the government has embarked on that he could adjudge to be beneficial to the common man? I'm asking this question because I, for one, don't believe that the government has done nothing. We can only argue that it has not done much. But to say that a government for a year or 2 years has done nothing, personally, I don't subscribe to that notion that some people tend to think. So I would want him to please, if he can identify one or two that this government, that government has done that is beneficial for the common man, and then tell us what specific program does he have to benefit the common man. I like his position on Okada people. You see, the way we talk about Okada people in this country, we talk as if they fall from the moon. I, for one, I believe that Okada people should be allowed to fly the roads of Nigeria because it is government that rendered them poor. So can you identify one program, just one that is with the direct consequence to the common man in Lagos State? That is my question.
Thank you very much, Sochuku. I think the first question is, can you identify if the APC government has actually done anything right for the people of Lagos?
Well, I without fear of contradiction, I'm not impressed by the government of APC for 16 solid years.
Doesn't mean they've not done anything during that period?
We shouldn't be complaining about, take for example, water. They've been doing this in periphery. I told you they provide water for flowers. Human beings can't drink water. They plant flower, yes, is that something? What are the industries, productive sector? They are planning to build a new tank entirely on top of sea? For who? Is that the person on life of the people? We need jobs. The lot of, the policies of Lagos State are anti-people. Our market men, our mothers, our brothers, the jobless people are being thrown into Black Maria. They take them to Alausa. They call it a special task force on environmental sanitation. And from there, you are going to Kirikiri. Is that a project that I should identify that is successful?
So if
it's anti-people.
Can I assume that?
And you look at Kai, they are so-called Kai. They go through. For me, Black Maria is to carry criminals, trading looters that are in government today, not our poor people, poor women selling poor water.
Can I assume, comrade, that you are saying
that, look, if we have industrial sector
just a minute,
or industry located by this government for the past 16 years, somewhere that has absorbed this unemployment people, graduates, then that is it.
Can I assume?
I want to also add.
Just a minute, comrade. Can I assume that you're saying that the APC government has not done anything?
You can point out to me. I'm not saying they have not done anything. I say it's...
No, that was the question to you could ask.
What they have been doing is peripheria, what I can call peripheria or approach.
You talked about the Black Maria. Are you saying there's something wrong in bringing order back to the streets in Lagos to ensure that people use the flyover and not...
Then a lot of politicians in Lagos ought to have been inside that Black Maria who are leaders of this APC today. Not poor people. What is the offense of the poor market women that is selling pepper? Poor market that is selling poor water.
You don't see anything wrong with market women selling on the streets? On the walkways?
Are they not there now? It's because the election is coming, that they have left them. They've left all Okada, they've left everybody. Because you have to introduce policies that can endure, whether election is coming or not. Go and look at us in the system of Lagos, because that policy cannot stand the test of time. It's not properly fashioned out.
So, comrade, you're saying if you become governor, you're going to bring back Okada?
Of course.
You will bring back the market women back on the streets?
Excuse me, don't put words into my mouth. I told you about Okada specifically until you're able to provide alternative. Crazy industry in Ikorodu, in Epe, Badagry, that except you are lazy. Bring 50,000 buses, uniform, workshop. In fact, you can imagine the enormity of the job that's going to create. Okay. Those are solutions to, and including simultaneously solving security situation in Lagos. So this is what we need, not building 1.5 trillion white elephant project on top of sea.
It's all right.
And abandoning areas of Ajekule, the Agbege, the Mushi, the Sawada. Also, if we have to spend 1.5 trillion naira in entire Lagos above, Lagos will be turned into an Eldorado.
Just a minute, comrade. Let's take this call.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Call Digest.
Yes, good morning, Mr.
What's your name?
My name is Israel, calling from Lekki.
Oh, finally, we have someone calling from Lagos. Now, go ahead with your contribution, Israel.
Yes, please. I looked at your guest. My advice for your guest is please let him first learn to talk like a governor in waiting. If he eventually gets there, he needs to have some decorum as a governor in waiting or a governor to be. And please let him bring issues on table, not sentiment. Thank you.
All right, Israel, thank you very much for your contribution. I'm sure you want to react to that.
Well, because of time, you said I come in because I want to actually, maybe if I go through some of the programs, some of them might be convinced about, for example, the issue of toll gates in Lekki and where he's talking from. Of course, we are going to dismember or demolish all the toll gates in Lagos. It's concentrated with public money, and there is no reason why we do anything.
How do you pay back the funds then?
Which fund? Which fund? It's funded by Lagos State government. Although it's transferred to an individual that owns the place now, it's Lagos property.
Okay.
So we don't need a toll gate in any part of Lagos. And that is the policy of our party. We are going to create a public kitchen for poor people. We are not going to locate it in the Korea of Victoria land. We don't want anybody to go hungry in Lagos. Public kitchen is going to be located in areas like Jebule, where poor people live. They must eat at least once a day.
That's all right.
The account of Lagos.
Let's quickly take you up on some other national issues.
No. Let me. Education, for example, is in the comatose. When we were in secondary school in those days, the ratio of teacher to student is 1 to 20, 1 to 20. Even in Bashima High School, where the governor of Lagos State attended.
What about the new school infrastructure initiative
Now, today,
of the Lagos State government?
1 to 120, 1 to 100. That is our meeting in secondary schools. It's poor. So we want to improve on that. Hospital today, I mean, with due respect, when the former governor was sick, ordinary knee injury, it took him to London. And the former governor's, the current governor, when his father was sick, he flew him to
Can you confirm all of these claims?
It's true now. It's in the public domain. He flew his father to UK, to London.
Do you have proof for that?
Yes, he flew his father to US. Bola Tinubu, former governor, took knee injury to London. It's in the news. So what I'm saying is that if the hospital is good enough for 16 years, that is where the hospital is good enough for me and you, and the public hospital in Lagos is where my family will be attending, my children, my commissioner, everybody. You have to demonstrate leadership. Why do you have to be going abroad for treatment when you are going for 16 solid years?
Hello.
There's another issue, the local government fund. We are going to reduce 100% all the fund of local.
We'll get there, comrade. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yes. Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Call That. Okay, comrade. All right. Please go ahead with your questions for the comrade.
Yes, firstly, I want to commend the guest speaker here for his consistency and doggedness and the courage that he also can do it in Lagos State there. But my simple question, as I've seen that from his analysis, he understands the terrain. How will it be if at the end of the day, you don't win and you are called by the winner to come and serve along with him? What's going to be your response?
Fantastic question, comrade. You want to answer that?
Well,
in case you don't win, and then one of the the governor calls you to work with him.
Like you already know, this is not my first time of contesting election, and then my profile, my antecedents. I'm a chartered constable by profession. I was involved in Jack Condé's housing delivery. That's what I wanted to talk on, that housing delivery. We have the market. Since Jack Condé's exit, Lagosians have been having problem. The housing delivery has not died. To the extent that people sleep in the bridge, under the bridge, on completed buildings. So, I'm not desperate. I like to be at the driver's seat because it is the idea of National Conscience Party. For once, for us to be given.
So you won't take any seat at the back?
Well, you have not landed. What I'm saying is that it is general upliftment of Lagos that we are after.
Okay.
Particularly the living standard of the people is very, very critical. I can't be developing houses, new town in the top of the sea when people in Agege cannot eat 3 square meals. There is no job everywhere. That money is enough to provide job, not employment. It's very, very unviable. I want to see the feasibility report in the country. There is no viability report for that. It's a white elephant project. It's scandalous.
But do you know that? No.
In case, we want to win this election, but if the decision is taken, if we lose, we are not going to buy any votes. Give us your vote voluntarily, or we continue to be in this same problem in the next 4 years. If we lose honorably, and
the winner calls upon you,
and there's a call, we are going to discuss that at the level of National Conscience Party. It's not going to be my absolute decision, but I have no reservation if the party says we want to build Lagos.
Are you aware that if, for instance, now you work with another party apart from the NCP, one of the parties that you have come to criticize, you might have to drop some of your positions, especially some of the things you said concerning some parties?
That it's not going to be my sole decision. The party party hierarchy or party we have to meet, and this is what we have on table. Whatever decision, the line of, I don't have a personal program.
Okay.
I'm just the ambassador of the party if I become the governor of the state. So whatever the position of the party is what we told. But for me, it's not a do or die affair.
Let's talk about the controversial ban on hijab for school students in Lagos.
Yeah.
What's your party's position on that?
Well, I think the thing has gone to the point of the law has gone to the court and it has been decided. I stand by that decision.
Okay.
I can't go outside the court. People took it to court. The worst that can happen is that if they are not satisfied at that level, they should go to the next level of appeal, from appeal to Supreme Court. and what if for that? I mean, we can't be anarchistic. How can my party go against the rule of law, the constitution on the matter? We can't be open it.
It's all right.
Yes.
Let's quickly go to some national issues before we let you go on the show today. Of course, just a minute. We're going to get back to that, you know, because we have very limited time on the show. And, you know, also there's a national platform that your party can also cash in on to publicizement of this program subsequently. We can always discuss that after the show. But let's talk on the issues ahead the general election. There are talks as regards a possible termination of Jaga's appointment with INEC. Some are saying he will be asked to go on terminal leave. Others are saying he would be outrightly sacked. What exactly would you say would be the impact of Jaga's dismissal at this time?
Well, I don't think the right word is dismissal. I've worked in the civil service because before I was victimized. I was sacked because I was the leader of local in Lagos State for decades, and when I refused to compromise the job of the workers, the former governor of Lagos, they were like, "You're out of job." I didn't commit any crime because I insist in the rights of the workers. Since 14 years ago, he threw me out of job for insisting on the rights of the workers. So I'm in the service. I know what civil service rules says, and the irony of it is that the workers of Lagos State will serve 35 years, and they'll be earning 2,000 naira pension scheme. Whereas there is a dubious, corrupt governor's pension scheme on the ground for former governor of Lagos State.
We're talking about Jaga here.
Yes, by the way, it's part of the civil service because civil servants are suffering in Lagos. They can't pay minimum wage. I'm going to talk about that if you give me chance. What are my plans for public servants in Lagos, particularly the pensioners that have worked for this state. So on the issue of Jaga, I'm the National General Secretary of this party, NCP, and this Jaga has its own shortcomings.
Okay.
You just have to admit. I just got my PVC 3 days ago. I've been going there almost every day, but I don't want to make it a public issue. I don't want people to read minutes into it that maybe AKELE or NCP is troublesome. I just got it just 3 days ago. That is as bad as the situation of people. The governor of Lagos State, just got his way about few days before the postponement. So we should admit the fact that Jaga has exhibited dereliction of duty in PVC distribution. That's the truth. I just got mine, and I've been going there almost every day. You know, Jaga's priority is party deregistration. He left the issue, the core issue of organizing an election for 2015, and was chasing shadows. We have to go in. You know how many political parties Jaga deregistered? We got an injunction against this. And that's why NCP will have gone. It shouldn't be an issue. Go to US where we copy this. There's not like party deregistration. He was spending all his time on running after political parties to deregister them. You don't fund us. He plays the paper, does it too. Even during who was funding, before I became general secretary, was funding political parties. Jaga was not facing his job squarely.
And you think all of this?
Excuse me, you cannot exonerate Jaga from the present crisis. Okay, I'm for the what they call it, this car reader or car checker. But does it make any sense for you to experiment a national election with car reader? A thing that has not stood the test of time in Nigeria, we have been using it in Ghana. We have our problems. So you have not experiment. You cannot guarantee. And for it,
They said it has passed some tests.
Where has it been practicalized? And you are going to a monumental national election.
But do you think these are offenses?
You cannot experiment with the lives of Nigerians by bringing a new innovation and expect that. For example, if they have been tested in Ekiti, that would have been issue. They would have known the shortcomings. If they have been tested in Osun State, that's opportunity. It doesn't show that the man is serious. That's my opinion.
I want us to drag this home.
He's absolutely derelict of duty.
Are these all?
So if I will resign. Because I cause a lot of confusion.
You are saying these are offenses enough for you?
I will resign. If this election is bubble, I hold the guy responsible. I'm telling you. Issue of security, well, good part of it, but in reality, maybe you know that of late, people are just getting there. Supposing the election was not postponed, just tell me what would have happened. it's as bad as we have to call a spade a spade. This man was running after us, NCP, to register us instead of doing his job to deliver good election in
Could that be the reason why you are outrightly against it?
If I were the guy, I would resign because he has muddled up the entire thing.
I'm saying, could that be the reason? Because you just said it now that Jega was after the NC. Could that be the reason why you are anti-Jega?
No, it shouldn't be his priority. In the US, have you ever heard that the political parties are registered, although there are 2 or 3 political parties that are prominent in the US, in Great Britain, over 100 political parties. No, parties will die naturally. On their own, we are not even funding, or do you even have to raise our money? You are not a school headmaster that is for us. It's creating a lot of problems. He did not even allow us to settle. When I became the general secretary of this party, and I was running around the entire country to put structure in the country.
That's right.
From there, I will go to court to go and answer Jega's, to challenge Jega's illegality.
I see where your anger for Jega is actually coming from.
I take that exception to his not facing his job, and he's facing direction of political party.
But have you also considered...
This thing was fought up to...
Just a minute, comrade. Have you considered the nature of appointing an INEC chairman and the partisan interest at this very delicate time? Would that be... Will it be the right timing?
Don't let me speculate that there are a lot of things that are going on acquisition against the government. The truth is also, I'm aware that before he became the INEC chairman, the then INEC chairman was given 3 months to proceed on leave. Nobody raised us then.
But did that happen before the election? Did that happen few days or few weeks to the election?
But it was close. The terminal is proximity to his exit. It was 3 months to his exit. There was no election, but the issue is his exit. To the terminal to his exit. That is the contention. It's too bad enough that the election is at hand. But the truth is that 3 days time for him to proceed on. That's what happened to him. Nobody raised us. Right. So I don't want to read minutes into this.
Let's quickly get back to the phone line. Just a minute. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to Call Digest. I didn't get your name and your location. All right, you're calling back. Please go ahead.
Your guest this morning, I asked you whether he can be the governor of Lagos State.
Why?
The way you react to is too aggressive. To be a governor, one has to exercise sufficient. The questions are, the way he answers your questions is fine. The way he answers some of your questions is just deviate from what it is on the ground. So doesn't know what is going to do if he is elected governor of Lagos State.
Do you agree with this clip of aggression?
It's a matter of opinion. I mean, I'm passionate about what I want.
The Edo State governor is a comrade too.
I'm passionate. I mean, I don't know him, but I'm passionate about whatever I want to do, and it's a matter of his
But
opinion.
I asked you a question that I'm not satisfied with the answer you gave me. Would you say that the timing at this time, because you obviously are of the opinion that there is nothing wrong in removing Dega at this time, would you be comfortable with the timing of having to appoint another principal for INEC, given the short period of time before a major election?
What are the reasons that have been adduced? Proceed on retirement
Terminal
leave. It happened to his predecessor. I don't want to read many things to this. I have nothing against him. It has happened before, and nobody raised doors. You know, so I don't think we should read many things into this. I mean, I'm not a Jonathan apologist. Neither am I a PDP apologist or Jega. I mean, I'm closer to Jega than any of them. We were together when he was the ASU president. I was the head of Labour in Lagos, and we were fighting together during those eras to get military out of power.
Is NCP fielding a presidential
Of
candidate?
course, we have a presidential candidate. It's Shifonowo.
Okay.
I don't know whether you have not.
Apollos Adam.
I don't know why you have not featured him here.
I've featured him several times.
Because we have the advantage you have is that we have the material.
Okay.
We have the pedigree. But the result, you just don't have the money. We are not short of credible individuals in this party.
Well, you say you don't have the money.
Of course.
I thought INEC gives out money to some political parties.
We are surviving on the goodwill of our members. We don't do treasury.
Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest. What's your name?
I'm Abdullah from Moshogo.
All right, go ahead with your contribution, Abdullah. I needed to speak louder. Can you do that? All right, go ahead, Abdullah. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, this man, I don't know how this kind of person can be the governor of Lagos State. Are you with me?
Yes, can you be more...
Because in the place where I live in Lagos, every year, I always think of it. How government can know what is going on in the place like Maryland, Yaba, where I live. We run water 24 hours in a year, non-stop. So how can somebody come to the level of this platform telling us that the government of the state...
Which year was that, Abdullah?
You can't compare what is going on. Somebody that is living in Asoro with somebody that is living in Kenya.
Which year are you referring to, Abdullah, when you had water supply? Just a minute, Abdullah, can you hear me? Abdullah, are you there?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm asking which year did you live in Lagos and you had 24-hour water supply?
I'm working presently in Lagos. I'm working in Apapa.
Okay, and you say you have water, 24-hour water supply where you live in Lagos?
I've been living in Lagos in my childhood.
And you've had water since then?
Yes, you can confirm.
What area are you talking about, Abdullah? In Yaba?
Water doesn't stop. Even in our house, we don't have reservoir in our house. In Yaba.
In Yaba. Abdullah says there's water in Yaba. Probably you've not done your research to that extent.
Maybe that is an exception. I mean, you have to be fair to Lagosians. You have to be fair. It's not really politics. When I was coming, I saw these malams carrying keg on,
I understand what you're saying because I buy water too where I live in Lagos. So I really understand what you're saying. And that was why I had to ask him what part of Lagos he lives in. But probably what he's trying to say is that if I couldn't get water, it doesn't mean everybody in Lagos do not have access to pipe-borne water.
And go to water corporation. Go and interview the staff. They have all dried up. That is the truth. And we don't have to be. I mean, these Lagosians are suffering under this, and we have to do something about it. If you do blood test, the incidence of typhoid is so rampant in Lagos, and it's waterborne.
That's sick as well. Hello, good morning.
It's an exception.
Good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest. What's your name?
Thank you. My name is Aminu Akaso. I'm calling for Kaduna.
All right, go ahead with your contribution, Aminu.
My contribution is about your girls. Your girls are talking about removing Jega at this point of the time. Hello?
I'm with you. Go ahead, please.
Removing Jega at this point of the time, to me, you don't have the feelings of democracy and feelings of Nigerian in your mind. By removing Jega now, you are turning those back to where you have come from. We are not happy of proposing this election, talking of removing Jega. That's my...
I understand your contribution. Thank you very much, Aminu, for calling. Are you aware also that there are people who are of the opinion that there might be a violent reaction to the removal of Jega at this time? Is that credible?
Well, I don't think, but that is speculative. You know, that, I mean, if reasons are used, and because my own position is that it has happened before, and
probably the timing this time is quite unique.
The timing actually is the terminality. 3 months, that is the issue. And in any case,
you know, at the time when Nigeria are reading a lot of meanings, many would have said probably that's the reason they postponed the election in the first place.
In any case, the truth is that if it is removed or it's not, I have nothing to do.
Let's talk about the sacrosanct of having elections hold at these rescheduled dates. You recall the APC presidential candidate at Chatham also talked about the importance of not postponing elections again. Yeah. APC came up yesterday to say that there are insinuations that the federal government is planning to postpone elections in the 6 northeast states in Nigeria. What are your thoughts along this line?
I don't think elections should be postponed any longer. Whatever happens.
Not even in northeast Nigeria.
Why should the security guys have told us that they will do everything to bring peace, and we have been saying that they are doing it. If you are postponing elections, should not even arise at all. And the way I see it, God forbid, if the guy drops dead today, the election will still be conducted. We have 35 or 36 INEC commissioners. I mean, so I don't think we should overheat the politics over his. My position is that elections should not be postponed any longer.
Let's take a few more calls before we wrap up the show today.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I want to contribute to the ongoing discussion.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Peter. I'm calling from Ibadan.
Peter, turn down the volume. Turn down the volume of your TV set and go ahead with your contribution.
Okay. Hello?
Go ahead now, Peter from Ibadan.
Because I'm listening to your conversation with your interest, talking about the Jega issue. Actually, if you look at what Jega is doing nowadays, one would be tempted to ask whether this is the real Jega or should we ask for another one or wait for another one. Because if you look at the distribution of the PVC, it's something is lopsided, and if you look at the way the PVCs are distributed in the areas that you have problems, that you have fight on, so almost 100%. Other areas, you have 40%, 45%, like last week, was recorded 45%. In the south. So if you look at it, I don't think, looking at the whole body language of the Jega is already compromised. If they remove him, they haven't enough for. They should remove him if it is have to be removed, because it's not the same Jega has been compromised. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter from Ibadan. Good to hear from you. The first scarcity seems to be biting harder, but the new dimension on the papers this morning is that it has become a bane of controversies between the APC and the PDP. You once led Labour at a level. Do you think it is quite easy to do what the PDP is saying that APC has done?
No, I don't agree with their position. I mean, it's a named excuse. They are still in power, they are in control. I said they want to hand over to APC tonight. I mean, so it's not excusable. They just find a solution to this crisis, because it has affected my coming here this morning. And you see, the entire Lagos is in crisis of petrol. So, I mean, no, they should tell that one to the Marines, as far as I'm concerned, and they should gather their act together and make sure that Nigerians get what they deserve by filling a country with petrol.
This is our last caller on the show this morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Wale. I'm calling from Oshogo.
I didn't get your name.
My name is Wale. I'm calling from Oshogo.
Wale, you have 30 seconds. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, about Jega removal. I don't really see any why Jega should be removed at this time. Hello?
It's all right. I believe you made your point there, Wale. Thank you very much for calling. Comrade AYODELE AKELE is the Lagos NCP governorship candidate for the April 11, 2015 rescheduled elections. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today.
My last point.
Oh, of course, I'm going to give you a minute to do that.
Okay. Because I don't have the opportunity to have a housing program. We are committed to housing delivery, 200,000 per annum. Multiple taxation in Lagos, we want to eliminate it. The Lagosians are complaining. Of course, the minimum wage is an issue. This present government across the country, not only Lagos, they couldn't pay miserable 80,000 minimum wage. They're going to increase the minimum wage of Lagos workers. That's not less than 40,000. And it's going to be an end to an era of pensioner suffering.
Okay.
I want to criticize. We are going to abolish the present
governor's pension that makes a former governor to be receiving salary of a city governor for life, to be given a house in Abuja worth 700 million, to be given in Lagos in what for 700, and all the entire largesse for a retired governor in Lagos is going to consume almost 7-8 billion of the source of Lagos. When a pensioner that spent 35 years are being paid 2,000 naira, it's an abnormality. I don't need such a bogus, fraudulent, pension scheme for governor. We are going to abolish it, and waste management. We are going to introduce mechanized waste management.
I'm afraid that
done all over the place.
We're running out of time now.
We are going to abolish environmental sanitation, because it's like if you close down London, I would say people should be doing environmental sanitation. We want to uplift the standard of living of our people to ensure that they are not treated as slaves. What is the duty of government? We are going to cancel environmental sanitation on Saturdays, and it's even economically unwise. Even on Thursday, you keep our traders in their house. They lose a lot of money.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
We are going to abolish Saturday and
Comrade AYODELE AKELE,
to uplift the standard
Lagos
of living
NCP governorship candidate, join us today on Cold Digest. Quite exciting. We hope that hopefully you also find time to join us subsequently on the show. We also wish you all the best in your endeavors. Thank you very much for joining us today on Cold Digest. I am Nifemi Ogunto. A big thank you to the production crew. We'll be back tomorrow, God willing, with another exciting edition. Stick around for the top of the hour news. Don't go away.
You can now watch Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to Core TV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV, leave a space, then news. Core TV News, a 24-hour news station.